Foster. Coming your way with another episode of Waterfront.
I guess you realize, don't you, Dad, that the way you've chartered us back from San Nicolas, you're taking the Cheryl Ann straight through the naval maneuvering area.
Yeah, but by midnight we'll be clear across the outer channel on our way into San Clemente for that barge load of mica.
Okay, Skipper.
Navy's maneuvering over 15,000 square miles of water. If we went clear around, it'd take us a month of Sundays to get into Clemente.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Now, how did you ever happen to figure that out?
Remember, I took geometry.
Pretty good for a guy that almost flunked it.
Never mind.
Notice to all ships, Pacific Fleet maneuvers United States Navy to commence at 0200 hours 14th of May. Revise all shipping accordingly. Well, that gives us a good 9 hours of clear sailing time.
That's plenty of time before the 0 hour.
Alma. Now listen to me, Alma. Honey, I've called Dr. White's office a dozen times. He's still at the hospital. Well, honey, why don't we just call another doctor? Well, of course, Dr. White knows your case, but honey, if you can't shake loose to see you... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll call the hospital again just as soon as I contact John Herrick out on the Cheryl Ann. Yeah, I'll call you back. Office dispatch to Cheryl Ann. Come in, Cheryl Ann. Come in.
Cheryl Ann, dispatcher. How's it going, Phil? How's the missus?
Well, she could be a lot better, John. She's awful worried about that operation.
Can't blame her for that. When's she going to see her doctor?
Sometime today. Anyway, I thought I'd double check with you since you're our only tug still operating in that naval maneuver area. You going to be out of there in time?
Oh, sure, Phil. They're not changing the maneuvers, are they?
Oh, no. No, they'll start on schedule, same as always. 0200, May 14th. Final set of orders came through last night, but I guess all civilian shipping's been routed around that area for a week now.
Last night? You sure there's nothing in there for us?
Well, I was going to check them through again before I left last night, but I had to drop everything and take Alma to the doctor. Hold on a minute. Now, I'll check it through again for you if you like. John, wait till I catch his phone call.
Sure.
Hello? Alma, what's the matter? Oh, sure, I heard it ring, but I was talking to Captain John out on the Cheryl Ann. Oh, honey, I can't come home now. I'm the only one on duty.
But, Phil, I can't stand being alone. You've got to come home right away. I'm scared, honey. What if, when they operate, they find...
Alma. Now, please, honey. Look, there is nothing to be afraid of.
It's no use, Phil. If it's malignant, nothing's going to help.
Alma, now, don't say that. Now, get that idea out of your mind. Honey, you're just going in for a little test. What do they call it? A biopsy.
But I can't get it out of my mind. I'm trembling all over. I can't stop.
Okay, I'll be right over. Sure, it's okay. I'll only be gone a minute. Well, I'll try to get Dr. White on the way. I'll see you in a little while later.
Still want me to hold on, Phil?
Oh, no, John. If anything comes up, I'll get in touch with you.
All right, we're headed straight across the outer channel for San Clemente for that barge load of mica.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll see you when you get back.
Roger. Let's take a look outside, Carl. Bring the glasses. See anything, Carl?
Sure line them up. Guess this is going to be a big deal.
Never knew the big ones to arrive so much ahead of time before.
There's the carrier. A couple of points to starboard, there's a destroyer escort.
Next thing you know, you'll be seeing flying saucers. Let's have a look. Take it.
See any flying saucers, Dad?
No? Almost wish I did. I get a funny feeling we don't belong out here.
Those orders say we got until 12 midnight to get out, don't they?
What they say.
Bill Harvey just confirmed that 0 hour for the exercises is 0200, May the 14th, right?
That's what I thought he said.
He did, I heard him. Today's only the 13th, right?
Yeah, but this is the first time in over 20 years of watching maneuvers I ever saw the big babies wheeling the line so early. The signal. Can't make out what it is. They're over 8 miles away.
Even if you could, it'd probably be in code.
Beginning to think we better get out of here.
Dad, an order's an order. The Navy says exercises begin at 0200, May the 14th, and exercises begin at 0200, May the 14th.
Hey, somebody's made a mistake. Take a look over there.
All I see are ships.
Look a little more to starboard.
Hey, that's a sub. Dad, you're right. We don't belong in here.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. May 13th or 14th. We'll make tracks and get out of here.
They're signaling to us from that ship.
Can you read them?
Stop. All engines and stand by. Urgent.
Carl, there's another sub.
Will they be able to turn her?
Well, they're servicing, not in that short distance, no. Watch it, Carl. We're gonna hit.
Look, red flare.
He's hurt. He's going down.
Anything we can do?
Call the office. Tell them to contact Naval headquarters. Explain the accident was unavoidable. Deck plates buckled as far aft as the escape hatch. Point of contact just under the conning tower.
Cheryl Ann, dispatcher. Cheryl Ann, dispatcher. Come in. Oh, the set's jammed.
All right. There's a dozen ships around here. They'll know what to do. Let's try to save the Cheryl Ann. You better shift the ballast from the forward to the after peak tanks and see if you can get the pump started.
Right.
Hello, Mr. Morgan. What's up? Did you hear what just happened? Cheryl Ann just rammed and sank a submarine. Why, that's impossible. That's what I said when the Naval Commandant's office just called, but it's true.
Well, how can anything like that ever happen?
That's the question I've been asking. I can't understand it. Captain John knew about those naval exercises, didn't he?
Well, of course he knew. I told him myself.
Of course you notified him. That's your job. He had to know about that change in date. I gotta find out how this thing happened. I just can't understand it all. Maybe I loaded John down with too much responsibility.
Maybe we should have taken a toll from that destroyer. Barely making headway.
Dry dock's not far now. We'll make it if the pumps keep working. Wish I could say as much for the sub.
Dad, how could it happen?
I don't know.
Well, at least they were able to send up the buoy telephone. That means they weren't too badly hurt.
See the way those deck plates were buckled all the way back to the escape hatch.
She'll need some fast repairs. Can't tie her up long.
She'll be patched up in a couple of days. She doesn't look so bad.
Not as bad as that submarine. John, are you sure you didn't hear anything about a change of date?
Zach, I tell you, I didn't hear anything until the Cheryl Ann got back to port.
Phil swears that he told you 24 hours earlier on your way out to San Nicolas.
But he's lying.
Carl, it's enough.
John, in all the 20 years we've been together, I've never known you to ever tell a lie or to do anything that wasn't in the best interest of the company. But I expect a man to admit to something as terrible as this, even though he knew it would mean his job.
Damn, forget it.
Dad is lying in his teeth.
Whatever Phil's doing, he must have a pretty good reason for it.
Some good reasons. All he's thinking about is his precious neck.
Cheryl Ann's about due for arrest anyway.
Captain John Herrick,
That's right, sir.
I present you with a subpoena, Captain Herrick, issued by Headquarters Pacific Fleet, to appear before a Naval Board of Inquiry on the sinking of a U.S. submarine.
Let's have it straight, Lieutenant. What am I charged with?
Criminal negligence, Captain, and gross dereliction of duty through navigating in restricted waters.
I'm a civilian. What can the Navy do to me?
It can recommend that you be forever barred from operating any vessel of any size and description in the territorial waters of the United States.
I see. Well, let's get to the important question. How's the salvage operation coming along?
She's down in 20 fathoms, Captain. That's a lot of water.
Can you save her?
I'll put it this way. If we don't bring her up, it won't be because the Navy didn't try with everything it had. By your leave, Captain.
Alma? Alma?
Bill, I'm so glad you're home. I know I shouldn't act this way, honey. You'd think I had the only problems in the world that mattered.
Right now, you're the only thing that matters to me.
I don't know what's got into me. I've never acted this way before. All I'm doing is becoming a burden to you.
Now, honey, don't say that. It isn't true.
I'm sorry, darling.
There's nothing for you to be sorry about. It isn't your fault.
But I've caused you so much worry. And today of all days, I heard about the subfill. It's a terrible thing. Is there any word about the men that were on board yet?
No, not yet.
I suppose most of them must have had families.
Yeah, that's right.
Awful John Herrick must be.
Alma, stop it. Let's not talk about it.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. I just said I'd rather not talk about it.
Why? What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Those sleeping pills Dr. White wanted you to have, I forgot to pick them up on my way home tonight.
Sure was tough luck about that diving bell.
Sure was. If they'd have been able to fix the cable, they could have gotten the men out.
Think they'd be able to save them, John?
Sure trying. The divers already have the pelican hooks from the pontoons into the pad-eye rings on the sub. Now they'll start building up pressure in the pontoons.
Just told the old ship to stand by. They're going to try to raise her. Here she comes. That's her bow showing through.
This cable's better hold.
She feels a slip. Look.
Pad-eye hooks must have sheared off.
Just when it looked like they were going to make it.
Well, that's just the first attempt. The Navy will stay with it until they bring her up for keeps.
Yeah, but it took a day to get her up the first time. How long do you think those guys can hold out?
Well, they've got their own air, enough for 36 hours.
You think they can make it?
If the divers have any luck, it's liable to take another day.
I gotta go call the office.
Why did you do it, Phil?
Why did I do what?
Hang that criminal negligence rap on me.
I don't think I know what you mean.
No. You and I have known each other too many years to get our signals crossed. I can understand a man doing something for a reason, but why pull a trick like that without any reason? That's too bad. Now they gotta start all over again.
What's he doing?
Gotta let the air out of the pontoon so they can sink it. You better get a move on. All right, Carl, take it back.
Right.
Alma?
Here I am, honey.
Alma, you know you go into the hospital in the morning. Honey, what are you doing out of bed?
Preparing my hard-working husband his dinner. Well, doesn't it look wonderful? I did it all by myself. Oh, honey, I've just been feeling sorry for myself. After all, this has been just as hard on you as it has been on me. And if you can show so much courage, so can I. I'm never going to be afraid again.
Alma, I love you. I love you very much.
I love you too, darling.
You really feel strong again?
I sure do.
And you won't be afraid, come what may.
I'm not going to be afraid come whatever may.
And I've got to tell you something, Alma. I can't keep it to myself any longer.
Tell me what?
About that sub. And those men on it. It's my fault she sank.
Your fault.
Alma, honey, I wanted to tell you about it, but I couldn't until now. I didn't tell Captain John about that change in date for the maneuvers.
What about the charges against him?
It's my negligence, not his.
Oh, Phil, how could you?
Honey, I had to do it. There wasn't any choice. It would have meant losing my job.
Oh, Phil.
Everything depended on it. Payment for your operation, the right kind of medical care. Honey, I didn't want anything to throw you for a loss.
Phil, the only thing that could throw me for a loss now would be losing my faith in you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, I'm just as much to blame as you are. I was weak and afraid. But I'm not going to be afraid anymore. And I don't want you to be either.
Alma, will you stick by me?
Haven't you stuck by me?
Well, she'll be good as new in a week.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Dad?
Just thinking she'll probably have a new skipper, too.
They'd never do anything like that to you.
They wouldn't, huh? If I'm guilty of criminal negligence that set that sub to the bottom, Zach has no choice.
Wasn't your fault. The naval inquiry, it'll be your word against his. Nothing like this has ever happened to you before. They're bound to believe you.
Nothing like this has ever happened to him before, either.
I understand you're going out to the salvage scene again.
That's right.
Do you mind very much if I went along?
You might as well. If the Navy doesn't bring her up this time, it's going to be pretty rough on somebody. Even rougher than it is now.
Look at them out there. Salvage tugs, barges, supply ships, the whole works. Time's running out.
I imagine they're on their emergency oxygen by now.
John, that Naval Court of Inquiry. Here it's been set for a week from today.
That's right.
The way it looks now, it may not go too well for you, I'm afraid.
Suppose we let the court decide that.
We don't have to wait till then. We can settle it right now. John, I'm sorry. You think you can forgive me?
Of course I can, Phil. You had me worried for a while.
I don't know what got into me. All of a sudden, I was afraid. I'm like a scared kid.
I think I know. Alma. You're worried about you, aren't you?
Yeah, I sure am.
Well, that's understandable.
She comes.
There's a bow cutting the water.
There she is.
That's the greatest sight I've ever seen.
It sure is, John. It sure is.
Looks better than ever, doesn't she?
She sure does.
Hi, Phil.
Captain John, Mr. Morgan.
I understand the operation took place this morning. How'd it go?
Alma did fine. She's going to be better than ever, just like the Cheryl Ann.
Zach, how many character witnesses do you figure you can round up for Phil?
Plenty, enough to fill that naval courtroom.
Thanks, Mr. Morgan. Captain John, thanks.
She's in the water.
Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and that you'll be with us next week for another episode of Waterfront.